Hello and welcome everybody. Whew. Come on in everybody. It's Mama G. It's the coffee corner and we're going to talk about some crazy, I don't know. It's always crazy. It's always crazy, but it's really crazy. We're heading into we are in, we're in the midst of the soup. That's what I'm going to call it. We're in the midst of the soup. We're in the midst of because we're coming into a weekend that is going to bring us towards a full moon in uh Sagittarius. And thank you all for joining me, and thank you those who are peek in and peek out. So some people come in and some people come out, so thank you for even just having that momentary view on my scope. Thank you. So for those who do not know who I am, my name is Mary Jane Tracy. I am a psychic medium and a spiritual love of life coach and a budding astrologer. I love astrology. So thank you all for coming in today and tuning in. So, I don't even know where to begin today, but I can feel it in my tummy that there's a lot coming up. There's a lot of energy or a lot of flow that's coming forward over the next couple days, and especially with the Mars in the North Node and with Saturn and Pluto in the South Node. So there's this energy that's just sort of brewing, and it's forming what we call a kite in astrology in the heavens. So there's a kite being formed, and the backbone of this kite is the North and South nodes. So we have this Cancer Capricorn energy in that, that's forming this backbone and forming. I'm not going to talk about people's charts. Going on my Tuesday one, I did a reading for every zodiac sign. There's this backbone that's coming in, this backbone, and this Mars North Node is very prideful. Like, Mars, prideful. Here I am the warrior. Look at me. But we have to watch with this pridefulness that's coming in, is how is that blocking us? And that's where that devil card came in today in my reading. I can see it now. It's the reason it came in is that because we can be too prideful. We got to watch that. We can, our ego can get into this way of us going forward to where we want to go. So it could be like we get accused of something, and instead of taking the back step, and our pride gets in there and we get all tough and say, no, I wouldn't do that, or I just want to do this on my own. It's like, somebody gave me the analogy of I only want people, I don't want anybody in my sandbox. Well, then it's going to be a very lonely sandbox. And that's the analogy that this energy is coming in. It's very forceful. It's very, I'm going to say fiery, but we are going to have a fiery full moon, but it's bringing that energy in, and it's getting us to start to really go forward. If you want to be by yourself, if you want to go and be that prideful person, and here I am, and this is the way I always do it, and I'm not going to do it any differently, you're going to find it being very lonely. You're going to be finding that you're going to, there's other things that are going to pop up in and around you. And the energies is saying, yeah, there's some situations that aren't going right for you. Then take a look at those situations. But if you're stepping too much in your pride, and pride is a big one that's coming up today. And, when I used my cards today, it was the second card that came out, is take care, take immediate action, because you're birthing something new. There's something that you're birthing that's coming in to fruition for you. So this birthing's happening, but if you're sticking in the pride, if you're sticking in the shit, you're going to be wondering why nothing good ever happens to me, and why am I still in the same thing, and my husband's this and my wife's this. It's just this chaotic energy that can get you staying there in the chaos. in the crazy? How can you step out? What is that step that you need to take to get out? And that's where the energy is coming in today. It's coming in because we're heading forward. And as we get into the weekend and we're heading towards this full moon in Sagittarius, which is on what we call the galactic point. So the galactic point is this point in the sky that we have, that scientists too have devised, that this one point takes us right into alignment with everything in the galaxy. That's called the galactic point, and it's in Sagittarius. The moon is going to be, the full moon is going to be on that point. The moon is going to be on that point. And it's going to really get us, are we going to get sucked in to something that we don't want to because of our ego? Or are we going to step beyond it? Because many of you are on this crossroads of or even not even a crossroads. It's almost like I get like there's the crossroads. Yeah, they said no, it's not a crossroads. It's a fork in the road. Where there's a fork in the road, but you're like, oh, but if I do that, I might offend somebody, and I'm worried about this person and that person, and we totally and we totally forget. Everybody came in here on a specific path, including my grandson, came in here on a specific goal. I might say or see, because I'm the grandma, oh, I want this for him, and I want this, and I want to mold him this, but that's not my path, right? And that's with other things in our life. What is it that we're trying to keep? And I got my arm coming. We want to keep it here because this is the way we want to see it. We want it to have it in a certain way. That's our pride. And it's like, well, I'd feel so bad if something bad happened. I'd feel so this and I'd feel so that. It's like a whiny puppy. Mars, North Node, whiny puppy. I don't want it like this. I just feel like, coming up and just do a boom. It's time. This energy is saying, hey, you know what? We've changed our minds so much this year, and we're still going to be changing it. But there's this energy that's coming in that's saying, okay, we're trying out a few things. That's that curiosity. But it's getting us to a point where we're at this fork in the road and we're saying, you know what? This is what needs to be done for my self-care, for my highest good. This is what I mean. And when we step over into that self-care, when we step over into where we need to be, everything comes into alignment. But we can't see it. Right? So it's almost like there is a block there because we can't see it all. We want to see it all. We want to give me the whole picture, then I'll step into it. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. It's called trust. Trusting. This energy is coming in, and what we're being shown is that we got to trust. We know what we have to do. I'm seeing it with so many of my clients. I'm just like, okay, you're not trusting yourself. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I get frustrated. Because here comes me. I want to I want to take you and you got to go this way. But I got to back off. Because it's their journey. It's their journey. It's their journey to go which way they need to go, to figure that out. Whether that they're getting extremely sick, whether it is that they're in a toxic relationship, or whether they are the toxicity within the relationship. It goes both ways, right? So this is where people have to start looking. If you're bitching about, oh, I don't like my job, and there's all this shit that's going on, and I'm blah, blah, blah. Is it you or is it them? Let's look at that pride. Let's look at that other crap. Because there's something there. And if you don't like it, there's that fork in the road of where you need to go, but you're not seeing it, everything. You're not going to see everything, but you got to trust. You got to get into your alignment. Hence, this energy that's coming in is when we look at it, has a energy to it that goes back to 2012 and the eclipses of that time. Okay, that's what, 7 years ago? Yeah, 7 years ago. 12 plus 7 is 19. It goes back to that time. So 7 year cycle. So this is coming into a cycle of saying, okay, from 2012 when we had those eclipses, that's why eclipses are so powerful, because you feel the effects not only 6 months after, but several years after. Because a lot of things that you put into place there at that time, you don't see them, you don't see the effects till later. You don't see that effect till later. So the thing is that if you're putting the energy in to make things new and different, and you're stepping into your alignment, and you're making the steps towards it. So for instance, your house, let's take a house. We got a house here, and you're taking, and it's been a long time since this house is maybe your mother's house or your father's house or grandmother's house, somebody's house. And you've sort of had it locked up for 7 years. You've been going by there, trimming the hedges, everything else, but you haven't gone inside the house. It's been a while since you've been inside the house. And you know this is time for you to open that door. But you're afraid of what's going to be on the other side when you open that door. You know, you've done all the trimmings, got everything done. You know, everything looks great. It's got curb appeal. But we got to open that door. It's been 7 years. You've sort of started, the last time you were there was about 7 years ago. You did some stuff, straightened up a little bit, but there's still things in there that you really have to go in. And they're coming, and there's like almost like they're at the window saying, hello, can you open the door? We need some air. We need some air. So you got to open the door. And this energy is opening the door. And you can step into that house and say, oh, you know what? So-and-so should have done this, and so should have done that. Pride steps in. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that the chandelier fell off. It's not my fault that there's dust everywhere. This is where we come in, and this is where it's saying, okay, we're stepping into taking this responsibility for what we need in our world, and for ourselves and our own self-care. But we get hung up on the idea that I have to take, it's my responsibility for this, this, and this, and this. Is it really? Or I can't do anything, or I can't go anywhere. I can't. And this is coming in because there's so much white noise coming in. White noise is coming in. All this white noise, all of this noise of where we get lost. And where do we go to escape? Because we tune out of what it is that we need to look at. I learned many years ago, and this was a really big lesson for me, is that, and especially with my children. And yes, I still have, 2 kids that are living with me, my daughter and her son, and then my second eldest son is still living with me. But here's the thing, they're adults. I can help them out here and there, but there's things that they got to figure out on their own. I'm not responsible for that. I learned that a long time ago when they're little. And when it came to dinner time was a big one. When, oh, you got to eat everything in front of you. Why? Why do I have to eat everything in front of me? Because it's going to go to waste. Well, I'm not hungry to eat everything in front of me. I might eat it later if I put it aside, but right now, why at this time do I have to eat it all? And I am not hungry to eat that all. And as a mom, I had to step back and say, okay, you know what? There's times when we do gather and we do have our family dinners and everything else. But you know what? If you're not hungry right now and it's like summertime and we want to get out and play, go out and play. Come back and eat when you're hungry. Ooh, that's really allowing, because when we start allowing others, not only our children, but others out there. You got to take responsibility for you. When you're ready, I'm here. I'm here. But if I'm going to take responsibility for when you're going to eat, how you're going to eat, how much you're going to eat, what is that doing to me? What is that doing to me internally? How is that affecting me? Because this is all this and communicating with self. This is all about bringing in our space, our power. And that is going in and turning the knob, opening the door and going into the house and saying, okay, you know what? I can't clean this whole house on my own. So who can I call? I need some help. It might be embarrassing because it's embarrassing to let people know I haven't dealt with this in a long time. And it really scares me and it really frustrates me, but I really need some help. Can you help me? My house looks like a pig pen right now. Can you come over and help? Yeah, I can come over and help. Let's see, what do we need to do? We call out, we reach out. Sometimes it's reaching out for professional help to say, you know what? This has been getting out of control and I can't do this anymore. Or, you know what? It's really difficult for me to work at this job right now. What can I do to make a difference, to find a different job? I still need to work. Yeah, I want to open up, this spa or holistic business or become a next yoga instructor or whatever, but I still need a job. But this job right now is not working for me. It's causing me agony every day when I come home. So I'm going to put it out there and say, oh, okay, I need to look at something new. Maybe it is that I go see a job counselor. Never done that before. Maybe it's that I have to say, you know what? I need to rely on you a little bit more, sweetie, because right now I can't do what I'm doing right now. Whoa, okay, what does that mean? What does that look like that we need to restructure or cut back on? And that's part of pride. What do we got to cut back on? Maybe I'm not having that beautiful, if you want that $10 million house, I thought about it for a long time. Yeah, I would love to have that big house. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, how exhausting would that house be to maintain, to take care of, to make sure that everything is functioning in the house and clean. I'd be calling all of you to come clean my house. But that's what this is. This is where this energy is coming in. It's bringing in this of this energy of saying, and the back of the kite is the north nodes and the south nodes of saying, okay. And the sun opposite Jupiter. Jupiter's not really moving right now. It's at 18 degrees. So Jupiter is not moving. It's stationary right there in retrograde. So it's not doing anything. And the sun is opposite of it. So the sun is opposite that energy right now. And it's like, intensifying everything. It intensifies that of Jupiter. And Jupiter's like, okay, I'm going to just hang out here and help to shine some light down to you lovely little earthlings in order to open up doorways in order for you to walk through to have something more. But there might be some work in it. Work. You mean that, but we've done a lot of it. We've done a lot of it. So this is us stepping into the work we've done. If you've done the work as being the counselor, if you've done the work of being that person to stand up to be more assertive, are you? Are you thinking in your head, oh my God, I got to take another class because I just need to get a little bit more? But you already got it. And this is coming in and saying, you know what, just trust. We're coming back to that trust. Trust. And it's easy for us to fall back to our vices. Those things that escape. Whether that be coffee. Everybody knows I drink Starbucks coffee. I do. Do I love my coffee? Yeah, I do love my coffee. I drink tea. But I do love my cup of coffee in the morning. I love the idea. I love the energy of it, and I love it when somebody else makes it for me. So I love the energy of my coffee in the morning. Okay, that's one of my vices. And it's one of those things. I do it. So what is it that is our little thing? Okay, we got it. That's what we got. Do we know why? Why does it work for us? Okay, then I'll keep it. So let me try something else. Sit there, I tune out on Netflix and I watch whatever is the new trending thing. What is that doing for me? Well, it's just allowing me to listen to the white noise. Oh, is it really helping me? No. What could I be doing? Journaling. I could be going for a walk. I could be doing something else, even if it's a walk at 11 o'clock at night. Maybe it's just around your neighborhood. Maybe it's just to get yourself out. Maybe it's changing it on YouTube and putting on some yoga, and put on an evening yoga routine. Did that last night. Just changing it up, right? And that's where it's coming in. This energy's coming in and saying, you know what? You're here. You're starting to do it. Now we got to apply it. Apply the work. How many of you have taken my journey club and applying the work? Where are your values? Apply the work. So, talk about Journey Club. Guess what's happening for the next 12 days of summer? My auction. A semi-annual auction that I'm having. I'm having it now in the summer and at Christmas. 2 times a year I have this auction. This auction is for 12 days. 12 days of you being able to gather tools. And that's one of the reasons I do it. The reason I do these auctions, and it's work on my part. Like, it's not like, and I got lovely Candace, God bless Candace, heavens up to Candace, coming out and giving me a hand because I know that I can't do this all. So coming in, because this auction is that I have things going practically every hour till about 10 o'clock at night. Where I'm auctioning off readings, I'm auctioning off tarot horoscopes, I'm auctioning off my love readings, I'm going to be auctioning off Journey Club, all of my workshops that I do, which is quite a list of different workshops that I do. And some of them are going to be hosting this summer. So if you're wanting to join, you can join, right? You buy it, you get it, and you're going to get it at a fabulous deal because people, my stuff goes for crazy, ridiculous prices. And this is a time of, okay, if you want to take Journey Club and you're looking at it, and it is, if you go out there, if people want to put a value on it, it's about $2,000 because it's 16 weeks. It's twice a week for 8 weeks in the fall and twice a week for 8 weeks in the winter. So it's pretty intense course. Sort of, I'll say it's intense, of learning the big F of forgiveness. So we got that coming up. We got the Angel Wheel. 5-week course, once a week, coming up for the fall. And it's about working with 16 cardinal angels and the Divine Mother in the center. If you haven't taken it, it's a fabulous course. And it's amazing how it builds this community. And it's amazing how anchoring their energies into this earth are so vibrant and what a change it can make. Angel healing, my angel medicine course, angel medicine with angel magic medicine, angel medicine magic. Yeah. So a few of you have gotten that one already in the last one, but it's coming up again. And I kind of changed my names, so because, that's what happens. Spiritual warfare, psychic protection, spiritual warfare, same thing. So if you want the psychic protection or the spiritual, I'm calling it spiritual warfare because it is a war, and maybe wrong word to use, but a war with all the crazy energy out there, because we are out there, we need to put up our defenses. So we need to put up our defenses, psychic development, divination classes, etc. The list goes on. So all of that is going to be up on the auction block over the next 12 days. So it's going to be fun. Payment plans or payments, by e-transfer or PayPal will be available. For some people, I did put, because they bought a lot, we did payment plans. So there are things that are going to be popping up. And it comes in perfect timing with all of this. You know, there's a reason why things happen in the way when I do them. It's the timing, because we're coming into this energy of the eclipses. We're coming into the energies of this transformation of change. And with this full moon happening is very intense. And some of this energy that you're feeling now is very similar to that of an eclipse. It's heavy. It's heavy duty. You know, it's this intensity of heaviness that's coming forth to make those changes. So we have that. Readings are on sale for this month for 75 bucks. So if you need a reading right away, book it in. I got some spaces available. They're $75. We still have a couple spaces left for the retreat. So if you're interested in coming on the retreat, so we have a couple spaces left for June 22nd. So let me know if you're interested and you want to come. I'll put your name on the list. We also have the meditation on the 24th. So the day the auction ends is the day we start the 21-day meditation for stress and anxiety and harmony, and bringing that forth in our life. And it is, and I've already started the Facebook group, and I'll be posting in the Facebook group of different herbs and stuff to maybe start to look at, utilize, and information that you can follow on that in the group. So we have that. It's already started. The meditation hasn't started. It won't start till the 24th. So we have lots going on, right? But I'm wanting to give you the tools. That's my whole thing, is I want to give you the tools to utilize and do what you do. And yeah, got to keep my roof over my head, and I want to keep going on here. So in order for me to do and spread what I need to spread, the love, joy, and harmony and peace. So we're sending you guys out so much love today. I know there's a lot that you guys are on the fork of the road, and I know a lot of you are on that fork trying to figure things out and which way to go. But you're sitting there, and I can see a few of you sitting there. You're sitting there and you're so fearful because you're like, I don't want to upset anybody. But the thing is that when you release whoever it is that you need to release, or the situation you release, remember, it's allowing them to go on their divine path and allowing you to go on your divine path. When we let it go, but if we're hanging on to it too tight, this is one of the reasons why I know I married my husband, because he's the opposite of me. He hangs on to everything very tight, and I'm just like, no, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You might not like it, but you got to let it go. You know, you can come up with whatever excuses. Oh, I'm going to end up paying for it, and I always have to do this and this. Fine, let it go. And no one says you have to do any of this other stuff. You're just, you're saying that you're already putting it there and it hasn't happened yet. But let it go so that you can start focusing on what you need to do, totally and wholly. All right? Blessed be everybody. Have a fabulous one today. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over each and every one of you. And auction starts at 4 p.m. today on Facebook, Mary June Tracy. Blessed be everybody. We'll talk to you later.